NASA 5e, Call of Cthulhu, Wonders of the White City, SVSUV, whatever else titles we have. Um, so last time, the investigators, um, what's his name? How it is, um, found out some stuff about Egypt, with the symbols where he had found the symbol of the cult, not cult, Hermetic Order of the Azure Awakening. Um, and basically about the Eye of Ra, Eye of Horus, and a rumored third eye that once existed that very few people even know was once a rumor. The investigators as a group went to the International Electrical Congress after they read the newspaper, um, and there observed some of the uh, goings on, asked some questions to some of the luminaries there. Jaden did spot his mystery man who had been meeting with Tesla at the beginning of the investigation. Learned his name was Frank and has some connection to an elevator company. Um, they tried to look into one of the deaths that they found in the obituaries, that sort of seemed to dead end on them, unless they have thoughts on that. Um, They followed then a group of people from the Congress to the casino on the fairgrounds. Um, just sort of eyed them. Edison was among them, so they followed him when he left into a room where he met with Elisha Gray, which was revealed after they came out. The door was locked. Jaden had tried to go in. After they left, Jaden went in and found a notebook that looks like the one that or one of the ones that they've seen Tesla with throughout the fair. Um, when they went back and looked at it, Jaden quickly discovered that it fans out into one design that's a schematic for some sort of Tesla coil, and gave that to LB. And that is where we left off at the end of the day. So, as you all head back to your hotel, um, I guess I'll skip the how it is note because he's not here. 'Cause that's where I was starting. So Lieutenant Weston, in your room, as you carefully change out of your uniform and tidily put that away, you're left sort of wondering how you got tangled up in this and what you might be able to offer to its conclusion. You pride yourself in your attention to detail, and you're wondering if you maybe missed some detail somehow, that might tie everything together. Before you do go to bed, you take out your father's pocket watch, note the late hour, and then go to bed. LB, when you return to your room, you again fan open the notebook to review the schematic. You're determined to figure out what this does and why it's significant. And as you review it, you're sort of taken by its elegance. This is clearly a fantastic piece of technology designed by a master. And you're excited to be learning about this kind of thing. It's really one of the main reasons you came to the fair in the first place. Um, and you're taken by the idea that despite how strange the last few days have been and how you came to be investigating this strange occurrence, you might be the one to break this case open. And just as you feel you're on the verge of understanding, sleep overtakes you. And then Detective Jaden, you've never had a week like this before. The excitement of the fair and these newfound friends go in the win column, but the mystery you haven't been able to solve, the strange occurrences, Shotton's house not being there, the seance and the red faced entity you can't shake, all loom in your mind. Despite everything, you still feel like there's a rational explanation behind this case that you're meant to solve. Maybe some sort of gamesmanship about the war of the currents. And those are the thoughts that you try to cling to as you fall asleep. Uh, During the night, so Weston, uh, you have a dream of being on your family farm. and it's all still there, exactly how you remember it. And then suddenly it catches fire, and you see your parents burning. You turn around, and there are a dozen firefighters burning, and you turn again, and there's another man burning. He's familiar somehow, but he's unrecognizable in the flames. Your dream then flashes to watching your parents being lowered into their graves, and in the distance, there's a bright tower, and you suddenly wake up. Once again, skip how it is. uh, LB, you dream of putting together a machine, um, and you're in the inside putting that together. And as you close the panel and back away, you realize it's the coil that you've been reviewing the schematic for. And around you, faceless men with sort of muffled voices converse. It's finished. Tonight, then, make the preparations. Will it work this time? Perfect. You flip a switch, and the machine comes to life, and there's a flash of lightning, but then suddenly it's completely dark, and you hear a terrifying low sound, a sort of mechanical growl, and you feel a sharp hand on your shoulder, and you wake suddenly. Jaden, in your dream, you are back in the seance room. You open your eyes, and the people around you at the table are not your fellow investigators, but Burnham, Schotten, Edison, and Tesla. There's a thick fog in the room, and the gas lamp machine kicks to life, and spirits now surround the table, and a figure weaves its way through the crowd of spirits directly in front of you, and its red face smiles as its yellow eyes connect with yours. Its mouth doesn't move from that smile, but a voice comes out. Detective, welcome. Seek answers I can provide. And you notice you seem to be able to move yourself on your own, not like a dream you've ever had. What would you like to do?
Um, I start by calling out for Ellen.
Um, the same voice. She's not here. And you look to where she would have been sitting. She's not there. The chair's empty.
Uh, who are you?
Now that's not important. How can I help you? That is.
Is that why you've been following me?
Sure.
We'll start high and see how smart you really are. Uh, the Hermetic Order of the Azure Awakening. What do they want?
They have a dream that they're trying to realize. One that you don't want them to achieve.
Are you just my subconscious?
he Suddenly he's not in front of you and he's directly next to you. If that's what you want me to be.
Well, just asking because it doesn't seem that you know anything more than the ideas that I've been tossing about in my own red skull, if that's the color that it is under there.
Um,
Whatever happened to Timo Shatton?
he's right here at the table. And he's all of a sudden he's sitting on the table. The red face guy.
Okay.
Didn't he give you something?
Give me something. Timo? Not to my recollection.
Some detective you are.
How does Elias Gray fit into all of this?
Have you not realized?
I reach into my pocket, and in my mind, I'm imagining that I'm pulling out whatever it is that Shatton gave me.
Okay.
I'm gonna start testing these dream physics.
Okay. But you're just thinking vaguely, Shotton gave me something, this is it.
Yeah, I think to myself, I would have put it in my pocket.
Let's roll dream luck.
No, that's an 89.
What you pull out is like a pocket mirror, and when you look at it, you see yourself with a red face.
One of the only thing that I remember Shatton giving me was $15. So I pull out the rest of it and I start looking at the bills and see if maybe there's something written or marked on a bill that I can now notice or something.
The money seems odd. Like it's got, instead of pictures of presidents, it's got pictures of Edison and Tesla and Shotton for some reason. And on the back, it's, instead of monuments, it's got the Ferris wheel and Edison's Tower of Light and those kinds of things.
Mm-hmm.
Crap, he gave us Monopoly money.
Come down, detective. You're not asking the right questions.
Well, if you know me so well and you're so smart, why don't you tell me what it is, the question that is in my mind that I'm not asking? Oh, venerable subconscious you.
Suddenly he's in the seat that would normally be occupied by Ellen.
Mm-hmm.
Says, "What do you think? You better than me?"
I think you are me.
Keep thinking that. Suddenly you hear kind of a howling off in the distance, and the red face looks away. Time's up. See you in the morning. And you wake up suddenly. All of you collectively, as you wake up, kind of in the middle of the night, you check your watch or clock or whatever you have. It's 2:37 a.m. Each of you at the same time. Make a sanity check.
I succeeded.
Okay. Take 1 point, sir.
I lose 1 point.
Yeah.
So I need to get above my current sanity, right?
Below.
Below. I failed with a 96.
Roll a d4.
I don't wanna. 2.
Take 3. LB,
Wicked hard success with a 2.
All right. You press your face back up from the schematic, and you just get back to work. Or you can go back to sleep. That's also an option. So then, once you eventually go back to sleep, all of you and you wake up in the morning, how would you like to proceed?
My brain doth hurt.
I'll put you back on.
Did anyone else get woken up in the middle of the night?
Yeah.
Yes.
About 2:37 in the morning.
Same.
It was precisely that time.
Any thoughts on the significance of that? Is something happening today at the fair at 2:37?
I relay my dream and the fact that it has to do with the device and it possibly being completed and used. And it appears to be, I get the impression that it's the device in the schematic that we were looking at before. So if the Hermetic Order and this process that they're trying to do has something to do with this darkness we keep hearing about, because there was darkness intertwined, laced within the dream that I had. I believe that might be another attempt at them using the device that they tried to use in the cold storage building. So I don't know if the 2:37 is a significant time or if it's a significant place. Is there a 2:37 address or a quadrant 2 building 37 in the map of the expo? Either of those could be a possibility.
LB, I also want you to roll engineering for the time you spent looking at the schematic.
I think I'm just going to miss on that one.
Okay.
Oh, no, I made it just barely. It was 43 and I needed 50.
Okay. So between the time you spent last night and this morning before you guys got together reviewing this, you're able to figure out that it draws a lot of energy and it concentrates it in a significant way. And there's a sort of attachment that doesn't really make sense to you. Like it doesn't seem to be part of the machine necessarily. Almost like something else goes there that's not a part of this. And like you had reviewed last night that I conveyed, it's very well made or very well designed. And just from what you had seen of that rubble, of the broken Tesla coil in cold storage, that was trash compared to this.
I feel like my whole brain is crying.
So, you all had mentioned last time potentially trying to talk to someone about this schematic or notebook.
Hmm.
Just trying to remember if you guys had said anything else that maybe you're not remembering.
I remember we wanted to talk to Tesla about
Okay.
the notebook.
Okay.
Yeah, talk to Tesla about the missing notebook. I would have at some point conveyed my story also about, watching family and firefighters being burned to death and a goofy light tower similar to the Ferris wheel we saw before, but this time I wasn't drugged, I was just sleeping.
Yeah, I had a rather strange dream as well. I was back at Ellen Riddle's for a seance, but instead of you guys, it was Edison and Tesla and Shatton and Burnham. And the red-faced guy was there. And I'm pretty sure that this whole thing is because I know I'm not asking the right questions. So my subconscious decided to make me feel badly about it. Either that or I wasted a golden opportunity.
Have we seen anything that resembles like what I talked about in my dream or what LB talked about in his, a very bright light tower and something that remotely resembles a Tesla coil?
I mean, Tesla coil again. You had found there was the broken one in cold storage, and then Tesla as part of his demonstrations. There is a Tesla coil involved in that, although it's smaller than the one that the schematic would
Yeah, I'm
imply.
looking for something that is a combination of the two.
Okay.
Massive, massive fucking Tesla coil.
No, I mean you would have your attention would have been drawn to something
Okay.
like that. The way that LB described it to you, um, as being significant and large, you would have noticed such a thing.
Okay.
As far as, I mean, a light tower, you can try to string
Hey,
those words together.
actually, you just made me think of something. The Edison Light Show. What did that look like exactly in a physical makeup sense?
Are you asking me or asking your fellow players?
Fellow players, we'll go with that first.
Isn't it called Edison's Tower of Light?
We did see a picture of it, or we're shown a picture of it, I believe. It did not immediately strike me as any kind of a Tesla device, coil, anyway.
Since you mentioned it, I will pop that open again. I
Well,
am putting it on the GM layer. Come on.
so I saw a really tall tower of lights. And looking at this picture, it doesn't seem like I see any wires running to it. So where exactly is it getting power from? And maybe we're just seeing the top of something that is far bigger underground and far more nefarious.
Hmm.
If we're planning to talk to Tesla anyway, That means we have to go to that building regardless.
Mm-hmm.
So we could go investigate Edison's Tower of Light, see if there's anything that we can find, because we haven't really looked at that too closely, apart from witnessing the spectacle. And we can talk to Tesla about the notebook that we found. Because at the very least, I don't think he can tell us who drew it. Maybe it was him. But he can at least tell us what's different about it.
I agree.
So you guys going to electricity building?
Mm-hmm. That would be my intent.
Okay. So you make your way back to the fair, and over to the electricity building. You've been here a few times now. You come in the middle, and to your left is the General Electric section of the end with the Tower of Light. And towards that right sort of corner is where Tesla has been most of the time.
Do we want to go to Tesla first or our Tower of Light? I think Tesla first.
I could try to start investigating the tower while you two talk to Tesla, because odds are that's mostly going to go over my head anyway.
I think we should stick together at this point, because I feel like we're starting to get into some real shady shit, and if we start putting our noses where they don't belong, we may start disappearing.
Okay, I'll tag along.
You know, not to poo-poo your plan or anything, but I'd prefer none of us go disappearing, and, well, Edison and Tesla both seem to have some muscle, and this deals with one or the other. So.
All right. As you look down that way towards Tesla, so the crowd's a little thin because it is fairly early in the morning. Tesla is seated at a desk in his sort of section, just writing something. It's early for he doesn't do his presentations until later.
Where's LB at? He should take the lead on this one. Between the fan book and the dream.
He was distracted looking at one of these cool electrical devices.
All right, so we have the schematic, notebook / schematic. Can either Mike or Corey refresh my memory as to who walked out of that room that we found that in?
Edison and Elias Gray.
Yes.
Elijah, sorry, thank you.
Okay. So we can probably safely approach Tesla with this without being accused of at least stealing something from him.
Hopefully.
Yeah. Go up to Tesla if he's not being currently bothered by anyone, and ask him for a moment of his time. He's got to be tired of hearing that from us by now.
I've seen you before.
Yes, sir. I have been the gracious recipient of your time before and your expertise, and have to begrudgingly once again ask to bother you for it again. What do you make of this? And I fan out the notebook and I hand it to him. I place it on his desk in front of him.
He looks at it, and he looks at you, and he sort of looks around, folds it up. Where did you get this?
Let's just say I happened upon it in a secluded area.
You should be careful. And
Sir, this device
Um,
is
he pockets the notebook.
masterfully crafted. It appears to be based on a design of your own.
It is my
And I
design.
can't imagine anyone else who would be able to finesse one of your own designs to this level other than yourself. Is there anything you could tell me about this device?
It is my design.
Well, then I guess I'm happy to
Happy
return
what?
it to you.
Oh.
To return it to you.
Yes, that's why I'm curious where you found it.
Mr. Tesla, when would you say you last saw this notebook?
Been a busy week. Yesterday or day before? Yesterday. Yes. He pulls out another notebook. Yesterday.
What could you tell us about a Mr. Elijah Gray?
He's another one of those, like the rest of these people. They don't see where things are going, but they are. He runs the Congress.
Do you feel that he and Mr. Edison have some unusual dealings together?
Unusual dealings. They
Does it
clearly
seem-
have a relationship. They're both men of means, and they pay well.
Can I tell if it looks like he's like not telling the whole truth?
Roll. I guess either let's say psychology. I guess it's either that or fast talk, but
Yes, I passed. 62 against a 66.
he seems like he's telling the truth, but he's not telling you everything. Like he's being a little bit cagey.
Mr. Tesla, you stated that you believe that Mr. Gray, like the rest of the members of the Electronic Congress, don't see the forest for the trees, so to speak. What is it you think that they're missing about your work that Mr. Edison appears to have the answer they prefer over?
No one recognizes my ideas. I see the future. They see the same things they've always seen. They won't allow me to push things where they need to go. Except Mr. Westinghouse. But he can only do so much. He doesn't understand any of this.
So if this is a device of your design, has this device been created?
To my understanding, yes.
By yourself? By your people? by possibly the Westinghouse firm.
I was paid for the design.
By whom?
Part of the payment is not talking about it.
Some of the scale is a little hard to discern. Just exactly how large would this device be?
He sort of shows you. Well, no, he doesn't, because he doesn't want to take it out again. It would be, say, about 40 feet tall. I think that's what I was trying to think of.
Uh,
30
Mr. Tesla, I
30 feet tall.
I regret that I didn't think to ask this sooner, but is there somewhere where the four of us could speak privately, potentially more openly and candidly?
Um, I mean, there are the rooms around this building. I am a little busy.
Sir, this can be a matter of grave importance and ruin your livelihood for ever more, or the entire world if it goes too far awry at this point, I believe.
Entire world.
Well, a good way to phrase this is, what do you know about the world behind the world that we see?
See him doing the mental gymnastics of the world behind the world. I'm not sure I catch your meaning.
Your device may be part of a larger plan to bring about the end of the current world and bring forth something from a different place.
How could it end the world?
That's why we need to talk to you more candidly and in private.
It's not a weapon.
But could it be weaponized?
Not very well.
So you're telling me with your own mind, with the foundation of this machine, there is no way you could think of that it could become something of mass destruction.
You see, it's not mobile.
What
And
if it was?
if you could somehow focus the energy, you could hit like one thing maybe, but
Mr. Tesla, is it possible that with modifications to the device, that with enough power you could cause a large field of instability?
field of instability. I mean, you could power a city with this.
Right, but what if one was to intentionally overload?
And the machine would be destroyed.
Uh, what sort of destruction could destroying the machine in such a fashion cause?
About as much as most machine explosions. Be a better light show.
Is there a time specifically, Mr. Tesla, where you would have an opportunity to meet with us?
I'm very busy.
I understand that, sir. Seeing as how we retrieved your notebook and you're not apprised yet of where or from who,
Uh,
I think it behooves all of us to have a private conversation.
Perhaps if you make investment in future projects.
I hand him $5.
What does this do?
Investment in future project.
What sort of investment do you have in mind?
What can you provide? I have large plans and not the means.
Mr. Tesla, with all due respect, I don't think that we have the freedom to invest in your projects. I think we need to talk about why some of the people who aren't allowing you to innovate in the direction that you think things need to be innovated in may be, in fact, trying to besmirch your name or use your technology for nefarious purposes.
Yes, well, they paid.
Mr. Tesla, based on the size and the proportionate amount of energy that could be created by this scale of a device, the instability that Detective Jaden spoke of earlier, could it create a portal between this world and another?
He takes out the other notebook he had been working on and makes a note and puts it back. That is a curious idea.
Have you thought of this idea before?
No.
Has anyone ever said anything about using a device like this to try and bridge dimensions or worlds?
Not to me. Anyone who seemed sincere, anyway.
Do I know if the Tesla coil is patented?
Roll education.
I passed.
Yes, it was patented like a year or two ago.
Okay.
LB mentioned that to you earlier.
Right.
Yeah.
And I also remember LB mentioning from his investigation of that schematic last night
Mhm.
that there was something different about it.
Mhm.
So I want to ask Tesla, what is so different in the schematic that we retrieved for you compared to your patented Tesla coil, and what would be the purpose for those differences?
To simplify things, it is very large. It requires a great deal of energy. It concentrates energy better, and then a few sort of customizations asked of by the patron.
You said you were commissioned for this design.
Yes,
Would you be able to tell us by whom?
they paid for secrecy.
Why would Elijah Gray be in possession of this notebook?
Did you find it on him?
Answer the question, please, Mr. Tesla.
It could have changed hands. I'm not sure.
If it changed hands to him, then why would Mr. Edison be in possession of it?
Did he have it?
Answer the question, Mr. Tesla.
I don't know who had it or why. And you just
Let's
throwing
just say-
around names of big men around here. I don't know.
Let's just say that possession of it isn't really the issue here. It's who has knowledge of this and why.
Why so interested?
Because I believe my colleague, Lieutenant Weston, mentioned something about evil intent. And my asking about a portal or a dimension door is because we believe there is a group of people trying to achieve just that. They're trying to introduce an evil into this world using your device. And it's possibly linked to other attempts before. People have died. This needs to be stopped.
You all are crazy. He let's roll persuade.
Well, I think I got a chance on that one. It's a pretty decent roll. Shit the bed. How much luck can I use to change the outcome?
As much as you're willing to spend.
Or I could help him push the roll.
Yeah, or you could try to push it.
I got a 26 and I needed a 15.
It's up to you if you want to use those luck points.
I'm actually really tempted to. What about this push? What is it? What does that do?
A push you can re-roll, but you have to tell me what you're doing to sort of justify it. And if you fail on the push roll, something really bad could happen. In this circumstance, I mean, it's not going to be like you're not going to die.
Right.
Asking a question, but he might immediately dismiss you or something like that, and he may never talk to you again or something.
All right. I would like to use the 9 points of luck that I need to make that a success.
Is it 9 or 11? Did you say 26?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry, 11.
Okay, then mark off your luck points. Move it down to whatever down 11 is.
Okay, done.
Okay. He's like, so important. Takes out one of the notebooks and he just writes a name and shows it to you. It says Sprague. This is the man who commissioned me. I know he's part of another group. He by himself would not have the money that they gave.
I forgot. Can you guys remind me if last time we spoke with have we told Tesla that we found a modified version of a Tesla coil in the cold storage unit and it's believed to be the cause of the fire?
You may have done that last time, maybe.
I thought we did, yeah.
I think yeah, they did at the Congress when you talked to him, whoever was talking to him.
Okay. Um,
Have we shown Tesla the symbol?
I can't be sure.
I don't think you pulled out a big piece of sheet metal at the electrical congress. No.
No, I definitely did. I definitely did not. And I don't know how big a piece it is. I mean, it's simply a panel off of the machine, so I don't know. It could be relatively small. I could be using it as armor right now for the next time I encounter someone. All right, well, since this is significant, I think maybe we should present him with the symbol somehow and see what he knows about that.
Okay.
Sure.
Do we have it on paper at all, or am I going to really need to present this panel?
Jaden has drawn it before because he was
Yeah.
copying it off of something.
Yeah, I do have it in my notes.
Okay. So you're just going to show it to him with no
Um,
say, have you seen this?
I'll tell him this symbol was found on the modified Tesla coil, the modified device, whatever it may have been, at the cold storage unit. Have you seen this symbol before, and does it mean anything to you?
He looks it over. Okay, it's possible, but it does not strike me as memorable.
Does he appear to have been shaken in any way by seeing this occult symbol?
Roll psychology.
That is a hard success.
Nope. It just looked like he was looking at a drawing of a cat.
So either he is that dense, or he has seen it before.
You can make whatever deductions you'd like.
I mean, based on that roll, would I have seen, like, in showing it to him and reading him, right, to see if he had any reaction to it? Based on that roll, would I have seen a spark of recognition potentially, like a micro expression, anything like that?
Nothing like he wasn't like trying to hide oh my god, I've seen this, or how did he know? There's nothing like that. It's he wasn't like most of the people you've shown this to have been like a little spooked,
Mm-hmm.
or like he doesn't have that. He's looked like he saw a drawing of just something somebody drew, and he was trying to remember if he's seen it, and he's genuinely not sure if he's seen it. That's your impression of his face.
Okay.
How are devices in this building getting their power from the dynamos in the adjacent area?
In Machinery Hall, they house lots and lots of dynamos, enough to power the entire fair and then some.
Were these cables, power cables buried?
For the most part,
In-
some run across up in the air if you've looked around, but for the most part, they tried to run them in the ground.
All right, so since we don't see any evidence of a power supply going to Edison's tower, we could probably assume that those are coming up from through the ground, through the floor of the building.
It's possible.
What about your own devices? Would you know of how they have been powered?
Most of them, I have to use the wires right now, but the plan is to go more towards the wireless transmission.
Right.
That's where I need listeners.
Okay. All right. I just thought of something, and it's going to be kind of metagaming unless we break away from this conversation, unless we want to have it right in front of Tesla.
Mike, I think you're muted.
He doesn't seem to be much help at this point, so any conversations I feel should be had away from Tesla.
It's kind of the thoughts I had too.
I have just one last question, and he may or may not answer it given his previous answers. But where can we find this individual, this benefactor, who commissioned this drawing, schematic?
He's usually somewhere in here most of the day. He's demonstrating his electrical elevators somewhere.
Okay. That's all I have, I guess, for Mr. Tesla.
Okay. So you guys sort of break off from Tesla and kind of wander back down the hallway. Is there anything you want to talk about immediately, or are you heading over to the Tower of Light? Or
I would
wanna try
say
to
we
find-
go in kind of an indirect path so it doesn't look like we're ping-ponging between Tesla and Edison.
So you sort of meander around and glance at the different things. LB points out a couple things he thinks are cool as you make your way over that way.
So, so guys, huddle up here, though. I don't know if I mentioned in part of the dream that I had that there were men there, other men, indiscriminate identities, faces. I got the impression that the device they were working on was done and they were ready to use it. And I actually got a vision of the device starting up. Lightning was coming out, then darkness, much like the cold storage fire information we were able to get from O'Loughlin, I think his name was. O'Lawton. And then hands again, possibly coming from the darkness. Do you think instead of something going to happen significant to the numbers 237 that that's when it may have already occurred? Maybe what I saw was not the future, but was something that was happening at that time. And if so, what can we make of that?
What if it was a test? Could have just been a test run that they did at 237, and they're preparing for something much, much larger.
If this device has been used, if it's ready for use, if it's possibly even being used right now, where in the hell have we not looked to find this? If it's being powered from the dynamos in the machinery annex, and it happened at 2:37 in the morning, those dynamos would have had to have been on.
Mm-hmm.
Have we ever talked to anyone who indicates that those things are providing power 24/7? Because I seem to remember there's a shutdown time at the end of the day for this expo. And I wonder if that includes shutting down all the dynamos that they don't need for all the lights. Is there any way to discern whether or not they've been running or someone's got, say, some sort of a test scheduled for 2 o'clock in the morning?
We did review the logs before. Would we have noticed if there was any oddities like that?
In the logs, no, like they have people present, like they have machinists present throughout the night just to make sure that nothing goes wrong. But Based on what you had seen, like there wasn't like test run at X time in the morning or anything like that.
I'm just saying maybe they would have called it a test to disguise the fact that they were running this other device.
And you do. I'm trying to remember when you talked. I don't remember if it was when you talked to a character or if you just asked me one time. But yeah, the fair does shut down between roughly like it's like 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. something like that. So at least the lights of the fair are not on during that period because you've been out that late and the lights of the fair aren't really running.
Well, things just seem really odd because we were drawn to that Ferris wheel. There was a portal that opened up in the middle of it.
Well, we never did go back and check that out, did we?
No, we didn't.
Why would people who are on the Edison side of things want Tesla to be drawing schematics for them?
Because maybe they're not smart enough.
Up to now, we've been going under the guise of the fact that they're trying to besmirch him to prove that his machines and his AC don't work or that they're dangerous.
Right.
I've never thought that they were actually trying to use his technology because maybe they realize that theirs can't do what they want to do, which is create this portal. Well, the thing is we know what we know what we need to do. Just having a bitch of a time just tying it all together somehow.
I mean, while you're in the electrical building, Tesla did mention that Sprague fellow's usually here. And then when you were coming here, you did mention something about the Tower of Light. So,
Yeah, I mean, did we want to, while we're here, investigate the Tower Light and see if there's anything? Oh, sorry.
Yeah, we might as well.
Yeah.
okay. How would you
And
like
then,
to do that? Or get your other thought out?
no, and then we should talk to Sprague, especially since he seems to be in the same industry as Frank, and find out what they're using those schematics for. Or at the very, why would an electrical elevator need a 30-foot Tesla coil?
That is the question.
I posit that the answer to that question is they don't. All right, let's start by investigating the Tower Light. What I'm going to be looking for is the symbol of the Hermetic Order of the Azure Awakening.
Okay.
Because it's about the only thing I know how to find.
Are you just like you're just walking up and poking around this thing, or are you trying to act like you're just?
I mean, it looks like
random
there's people
spectator?
sitting on it.
Yeah, there's sort of like a gazebo.
Yeah, no, I'm
with a big.
uh, like hands in my pockets, just kind of looking around, looking at all the stuff while I'm also very intently looking for that symbol.
Okay. Let's have you roll stealth just because you're trying to be a little bit, la-di-da about it. And then I'll
Sure.
have you roll spot hidden.
I did not succeed on the stealth check.
Okay.
And spot hidden, I did with a hard success.
Hard success.
Yeah.
You do notice in this sort of rotunda dome underneath,
Uh-huh.
so there's like a big centerpiece that you can see there. I don't know why I'm pointing with my fingers. In the middle, you can see it.
It looks almost like a gift shop.
As you sort of, it's basically covered in lights and stuff.
Okay.
At least in my world of this.
Sure.
As you kind of walk around the rotunda and you look up at that sort of ceiling, it's got a whole bunch of sort of like paintings and symbols, and you seem to see a motif that looks a little bit like it. It's maybe not shot for shot exactly the symbol you saw drawn, but it sure resembles it.
Sure. And like, what is so it's like, if it's like a picture, like what is being represented? Like, does it appear to be some sort of prophecy hidden in art?
It's much more like nonsensical than that. Like it wasn't.
Okay.
It's just like random sort of figures strewn together. Like a, what do you call that? Collage.
Okay.
That at least from you walking around and looking at it, it's like a collage mural that doesn't necessarily all connect.
And I guess one last question based on that discovery is the like top of what I have perceived to be a loose representation of that seal.
Yeah.
Which direction is it pointing? Like what is it pointing towards in the Electric City?
So it's centered like towards the top of the
towards the tower.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it's like that curved up, so it would be like
Yeah.
along the curve pointing to the moon, kind of.
Okay. Okay.
Do I notice any other Egyptian type symbols? Because if I remember correctly, this Eye of the Lost reference seemed to indicate that it was possibly the inverse of the Eye of Ra.
Right. You will have to roll spot hidden also.
Okay.
Are you also trying to be stealthy about it, or you're not really worried about it?
Oh, hell no, fuck them. If they want to come ask me questions, it's just another person I get to ask questions to myself. So I'm done with this stealth bullshit. Oh, that's bad. 91.
I mean, no.
I could have tripped on it and not realized it was there in front of me.
There's a sun and a moon eventually as you make your way around, but nothing that seems to look Egyptian. Weston, you looking for anything in particular?
I want to be kind of banging around on the floor with the heel of my shoe, trying to find an access port that goes
Same thing.
down.
Are you trying to be stealthy? Or are you doing like a tap dance? Or are you just kind of stomping around?
Oh, I'm just going from tile to tile, just stomping, like Indiana Jones library style. Just
Okay.
anybody walks by, they're gonna see exactly what I'm doing.
Okay. Roll spot hidden.
That is so funny, Mike, because that's the next thing I was going to start doing.
Jaden looks at you guys because he was trying to be stealthy. Like,
I rolled a 41.
that's a regular success.
Yes.
You feel like the ground might be sort of hollow, like the whole way around. Yeah.
Okay.
There wasn't like one tile that stuck out as like, this is a hatch. The whole thing all the way around seemed maybe a little hollow. like as compared to the floor of the rest of the place.
What about at the base of the rotunda?
What are you looking for at the base?
I want to look for an access panel at the
Like in that centerpiece or around the columns?
no, inside that centerpiece.
Okay.
It looks as though there's some sort of a 2-foot tall base that it's sitting on.
Okay. And just so it's clear, it's in my world of this, that is basically a column like in the middle that is the same width as the tower above it.
Okay.
Like it follows all the way up.
All right, sure. I got a 33. Oh, I needed a 30.
Okay.
Do I want to use more luck? Yeah, it's only going to be 3 points this time. So I would like to use luck to alter that roll.
To regular success.
Yeah.
Basically you get that something is a little bit maybe odd about this. You don't find like a latch necessarily, but you feel like if you spent a little bit more time, you might be able to find something. As you do that, as Weston is stomping around and Jeffries is sort of poking at the middle, the Pinkerton that you met earlier sort of like walks up, looking around. What are you guys doing?
I'm learning how to tap dance. What are you doing?
I'm watching you guys look like idiots.
Good, then you can help.
Is it too late? Is it too late to go country bumpkin on them and say, how's this here thing work?
It's a crime to look like an idiot.
Am I a cop?
No, I'm just confused why you're asking us. If we just look stupid, like, are we disturbing the peace?
Are we bothering you?
You're obviously looking for something.
Yes, my sanity.
And
Yeah,
I
I'm
would suggest-
looking for the magic fairies that make this electricity shit work. Do you understand it? Please explain it to me, sir.
Look, there's a reason that I do this and not any of this. I'm just saying you might want to like keep it down. You don't know who's watching.
I think we're trying to flush them out. Because we start asking too many questions, somebody's going to come trying to shut us up. Why, do you have some direction we should be pursuing this otherwise?
I'm not here to help you.
Then shut the fuck up.
All right, I will cease to look for any access panels at this time. I want to walk over to Jaden if I'm not close to him already and see what he's been able to discern about this tower, if anything. I let him know that we've been like looking for access panels, trying to figure out where this thing's wired from to see if that gives us any indication of why it's significant. What have you come up with?
So he points up, and there's among these sort of paintings, there's something that does vaguely resemble the symbol.
So another clue leads to another clue, and it's all national treasure.
Clue leads to a clue leads to a clue. There is no treasure.
What do we make of
Treasures
this?
the friends you make along the way.
What do we make of this, Detective Jaden?
I'm not too
So
sure yet.
if this symbol is here,
Yeah.
and this the symbol we're assuming is of the bad people,
Uh-huh.
what significance does this tower have? I want to step back. I want to step off the dais. I want to step over and get a good overall of the outside of the light tower.
Mhm.
Maybe I've never looked at it this way before, but does it resemble anything from the schematic that Tesla just stole from us?
I mean, the general height maybe is about the same, but you're not sure how you would hide the components inside of it. Just the way that it would need more sort of bulk in certain places. Like this isn't a one for one, the schematic with something painted over it. Like that wouldn't quite match what you got. So unless they were really clever about reconfiguring the schematic.
In the general vicinity, have we seen any employee-only doors?
There are some of those rooms that you guys have seen before, seen people kind of come and go, like the Tesla meeting and the Edison meeting.
Mm-hmm.
So there's some of those around.
I'm specifically looking for anybody that looks like they're a maintenance technician, you know, coveralls and tools and going into
Yeah,
a
they're
specific room.
okay. Because there are people sort of milling about who are maintenance crews from Westinghouse, making sure that electricity is working throughout the fair.
Yeah, I'm
Uh,
looking for something in the vicinity of this light tower that could possibly give us access underground.
um, I guess roll spot hidden. And did you follow LB like off the platform and
Yeah, I would have been. I rolled a 9, so a really, really hard success.
okay? Is that a what's the highest one?
Wicked hard
Extreme
success?
success. Yeah, wicked
Yeah.
hat.
My for that is a 15, and I rolled a 9.
Okay. From where you're standing, there's no like there's a door or a latch in the floor or anything like that. You just kind of get the same impression that LB got when he was close up at the center. That there's something a little bit odd about this center of the rotunda thing.
Okay.
So like from where you're standing, that's about the best you could do.
Maybe we should come back at night when this thing is shutting down and be able to take our time with it.
That's not a bad idea.
Is that Pinkerton still around?
It's nearby.
I want to go walk up to him.
Okay.
Why are you following us?
You guys,
Why
you
are
guys
we being
killed him.
followed?
You guys killed.
He was shot. He was. I do not know that he was killed. That was self-defense.
I heard a gunshot. I went inside. You guys are the only ones who came out.
So it was successful self-defense. Why are we being admonished?
We're just keeping an eye on you.
Okay.
Who's
And what have
we?
you found so far?
Not a lot. You really like hamburgers?
Have you tried it?
No.
Well,
I don't eat that German food.
next time one of you or your boys is sitting over in Midway Plaisance with us, maybe we'll send one over.
Okay.
It pairs really well with the lukewarm beer.
You say lukewarm beer a lot. We've noticed too. What else would it be?
Well, you see, if someone hadn't burned down the cold storage building, it may have been ice cold beer.
Cold beer.
And this is where Coors got their start.
Okay, that's all I wanted to know.
Okay.
So I go back to the guys and I say, I'm all for coming back here at night. One of the things I think may benefit us is speaking with this Sprague feller.
Yep.
He why does an elevator company need a 30-foot Tesla coil?
I agree. Kidnap him?
Why does an elevator company who may or may not is either in competition with or cooperating with one of the other members of the Electric Congress? What is Frank's last name? I was like looking on
You didn't
the
get
thing.
it.
I didn't get it.
You got his the group around him referred to
Yeah.
him as Frank, and they
Mhm.
asked him how his elevator company was going.
Yeah,
And he said it was brand new. They haven't started selling yet.
sure. All right. But yeah, I think we should find this elevator demonstration and maybe speak with Mr. Sprague.
I concur with your findings.
Okay. So you sort of wander your way through. You ask a couple people about where the elevators are, basically. Eventually, you find your way. It's near the sort of General Electric area. It's not directly there, and it's just kind of a small booth with a like a an elevator not attached to anything. Like the what do you call those things? The booth, whatever that is.
Carriage?
Sure. And then there's a sort of small, like, uh, like a miniature version of an elevator with the actual tower that he kind of can flip a switch, make it go up and down.
Now,
Or car. It's a car.
car. Yeah, it is a car for the elevator. Is this the like counterweight and pulley type of elevator, or the hydraulic press kind of elevator?
It's more like a modern elevator. Cables.
Yeah.
That yeah.
Um,
And the man right now is turned around messing with something.
yeah. Um, do I see anything like any company names, anything written down while he's occupied?
Let me look it up. It says Sprague Electric Elevator Company, established 1892.
Last year. Does the gentleman look familiar?
His back is turned right now.
Does he appear to have salt and pepper hair?
His back is turned right now. He's bent over.
Oh, okay. Because I mean I've seen Frank a lot from behind.
Have you spent a lot of time looking at his butt?
No, I have not. I kind of while he's still turned away, I try to take like a closer look at some of like the papers and anything and see if there's anything that catches my attention.
I mean, at the little table, it's just like flyers,
Okay.
things to hand to people who might want to buy.
Okay. Well, I clear my throat then
Like
and
brief
announce my
description of
presence.
how it works. He stands up, turns around.
Is it
This
Frank?
Yeah.
Frank. All right.
Gentlemen, how can I help you?
You are Mr. Sprague, correct?
Yes, sir. Sprague Electric Elevator Company.
All right, Mr. Sprague. I've been hearing some things about your electric elevators. I was hoping you could maybe tell me a little bit about how they work. Do you have some sort of demonstration rigged up?
Sure. We have this miniature version. We couldn't fit the real one inside this building. And he kind of walks you through how it works, flips a switch, makes the thing go up and down.
Yeah. Um,
We also make streetcars if that's of interest. We don't really
Seem
have
like
for that yet.
two very different
They're like the kind that are like on rails and pulled. Like,
Okay,
super old school. Don't exist.
sure. What's obviously there's been a lot of talk of electricity and Mr. Edison and Mr. Tesla and the amazing things that each one of them are able to accomplish. How are your elevators powered?
Electricity. It's electric elevators. To answer your question, we use the power source that is provided by whatever location you're in, whether that's one of Mr. Edison's direct current rigs or Westinghouse alternating current. We can make it fit both.
Okay. Is he wearing that necklace that he was wearing when I?
No, you don't see anything like that. If he is, it would be like under a three-piece suit, which.
Okay. Mrs. Sprague, I
Something troubling you, son.
I understand that you have talked with Mr. Tesla about commissioning a modified Tesla coil for powering your elevators.
His eyes kind of narrow at you. I'm not sure how that would help me power my elevators.
Yeah, that was sort of my question too.
Okay, so you've concocted some fantasy that makes no sense. Great.
What, you think you're better than me?
I've been waiting for that.
I was waiting for it.
Jaden, as you kind of looked down and then looked back up, you are going to have trouble looking him in the eye because you keep seeing that red face thing.
Mrs. Sprague, what use would you have for a 30-foot Tesla coil?
I wouldn't have a use for a 30-foot Tesla coil. No one would.
Then why did you pay Mr. Tesla for one?
No idea what you're talking about.
Kidnap and torture. Got it.
What's the nature of your relationship with Sam Insel?
Sam Insel?
Yeah, I happened to have an opportunity to attend the electrical congress the other day, and I saw you and Mr. Insel having a conversation afterwards.
Sure. Yeah, we used to work together 10 years ago in Edison's company.
What caused you to leave Edison's company and kind of branch out on your own in the moving things up and down business?
And occasionally sideways.
I just had innovations of my own to create. This made more sense to me as an independent endeavor. Every man wants to make their own name.
Do you have anyone working for you that you are a little suspicious of for being an oddity?
Suspicious of for being an oddity.
Yes, they don't fit the norms of society. They seem a little odd or peculiar, have some weird habits.
Sounds like you're describing Mr. Tesla. We don't work together, but he's an odd man.
I specifically asked for people who work for you. Why are you dodging the question?
My company is very small right now.
So you should know then.
3 employees.
What are their names, where are their locations, and how do I get to their families? Nah, ignore that last one.
Um, he gives you 3 names.
Okay, so
None of them you've heard of. They're just kind of random people.
Mr. Sprague, if you don't work with Mr. Tesla, why did I witness a private meeting between you and Mr. Tesla 3 days ago?
This is a big congress of electrical engineers. We're having a discussion, exchanging ideas. That's what this is for.
And multiple times. Sorry, when I entered the room, Mr. Tesla quickly pocketed his notebook, a notebook which I later recovered as it was left behind by another individual.
Okay.
When I returned the notebook to Mr. Tesla, he told us that it was a schematic that he had been commissioned for by you.
Strange thing for him to have said.
Why do you think he may have said that? What sort of benefit does Mr. Tesla have by implicating you?
Did you give him any money?
No, but apparently you did.
Gentlemen, I have paying customers.
I hand him $1.
Right.
I look around. Is there anyone there?
Directly around you?
Yeah, like, is there a paying customer?
There's people milling around, but there's not like somebody waiting in line.
See, now I'm a paying customer, so you have some time for us. Got him.
All right, real quick before I go, Mr. Sprague, thank you for your time, obviously. Have you seen this symbol before?
He glances at it. It's like just showing people your drawings.
No, I mean, I did draw this, but I have seen this symbol a couple of times since arriving in town. Just curious if you'd seen it before.
He just turns around and goes back to work. Did you want to like roll to see if you saw something on his face?
Yeah. Psychology again?
Yeah.
Oof. I don't think so. No, I rolled a 91.
He turned around before you really got a read. But I mean, he was quickly evasive.
Right. Is there some place that I can go, like that's close by, but like sort of out of sight? I want to see like what he does immediately following that interaction.
I mean, you can find there's a lot of booths and different pillars and stuff you can sort of hide behind. There's a lot of stuff going on here.
Yeah,
Do you want to roll a stealth?
I'll certainly try.
Hiding.
Sorry, the neighbor was at the door.
I did not succeed on that stealth roll.
Okay. So you have no idea if you're well hidden or not. There's a crowd at least.
Yeah.
And then let's go spot hidden.
Okay. The dice have decided that I succeeded hard style.
Okay. After you guys have sort of left, you see him kind of give a glance and then wave over a guy you assume is like an assistant or something for him and sort of say something close to his head. And then you watch the assistant walk away.
Okay. I do apparently the Norman Jaden signature move, and I tail him.
Okay. Do I make you roll again? Let's have you roll again because it's dealing with a different person.
Okay.
New stealth.
That is a 3. That is a wicked hard success.
You are like drafting on somebody so close, you're like their shadow. And you follow as this person goes and
I want to say while you're looking that up, before I like peeled off on this guy, I said really quick under my breath to Lieutenant Weston and LB, you guys stay on Sprague.
Okay.
okay. Let's have him go to there's someone that you don't really recognize. He goes it's upstairs, like where you've seen some of the VIPs. So you just kind of watch from the floor because you can still spot him clearly. And he sort of, you assume, relays whatever message he had. To this gentleman, kind of in his 30s. You're pretty sure you saw him at the Electrical Congress, but you didn't catch his name. And then the assistant goes back down and walks away. It is relative. It's on the Edison sort of section. He's above this guy.
Okay. I guess I'd like to try to see what that individual does with the information that he was given.
Okay.
So I just kind of like watch him as best I can for a period of time.
He sort of seems unconcerned. He's still just kind of standing above what's going on, just looking at what's going on. Doesn't seem to be scrambling to do anything.
Okay. I'll kind of memorize his face.
Okay. I'm gonna make a note that you've seen him.
And then I'll head back to the group.
Well, while he's wandered off, could I peruse the magic floating up and sideways box booth for the hidden symbol that we've been looking for? The symbol of the Azure Awakening jackwagons?
Sure.
And I'm
Sure.
not being subtle about it at all. Let's see if there's anything shady about this. I
As you're
failed.
doing it, you said fail?
Yeah.
As you're doing it, Sprague is getting annoyed with you. And he's like, guards, can you get this guy out of here? He's harassing.
Military police, leave me alone. I just want to confuse the guards.
Okay. A couple of guardsmen just kind of wander over and like Come on.
Have you guys tried hamburgers?
Yeah, they're great, aren't they?
I know, right? We should get some hamburgers and warm beer.
Right now?
Yeah, why not? You guys go get them. I'll wait here.
You fly, I'll buy.
Yep, exactly. I hand him $1.
He pockets the dollar, but he's not moving.
Hamburgers.
Just step away from this guy.
I take one step back.
We're gonna have to break Lieutenant Weston out of fair jail. So you're gonna be surrounded by cones.
One guy kind of leans in and is like, "Don't make me assault a guy in a military uniform."
Because that'd go over great for you now, wouldn't it?
That's why I don't want to do it.
Well, then don't. Just let me enjoy my burger.
You don't have a burger.
Exactly. You're supposed to go get me one.
Uh,
I take 2 more steps back.
okay, I was gonna say they're about to put their hands on you.
They were happy. I backed up approximately 9 feet.
Okay. They're not moving, but at least they're not harassing you anymore.
I just start shooting the shit with them. Just random nonsensical shooting the shit.
Okay. Jaden, so you came back to them?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can we? So like, I look back once I go back to them. I look back to that mezzanine area, and can I still see that guy? Is he still up there?
Yeah.
Okay. I tell LB, since Lieutenant Weston is busy. I tell LB that the assistant to one of Sprague's assistants went up to that mezzanine section, and I give him the description of the guy who I'm talking about, so I don't point.
Yeah.
And I say that one of his assistants went and delivered some message to that guy after we got done at Sprague's booth.
Okay. LB, when you look up at him, I'd like you to roll education.
Success.
Okay.
44-55.
You're pretty sure that you've seen this guy's picture as William Joseph Hammer, who works for Edison. He was the one credited with a major discovery for light bulbs a decade or so ago, so that they actually lasted longer than the 20 seconds or whatever they used to do.
So wait, he's the guy that figured out which gas to put in there?
The filament. There's
Oh,
something
okay.
about the filament so it would actually last long enough to.
It needed to be changed from, I think they were using like bamboo or cotton, and it needed to be changed to tungsten.
Something like that. I don't remember.
It's something weird like that. We all know such weird shit.
We really do. For some reason, I knew that the filament was tungsten.
Does that make you feel good?
A little bit, yeah.
Good.
So yeah, I'm not.
I look at Norman and I say that I don't know why this guy would be with Sprague, since he was instrumental in working with Edison.
You do know Sprague did tell you he used to work for Edison like a decade ago.
What's that?
Sprague, I think you might have been gone. Sprague, in
Yes.
talking to Jaden, said he used to work with Sam Insel when Sprague used to work with Edison like 10 years ago.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was sorry. The neighbor was at the door, so
Um,
okay.
well, I mean, they're not in business together anymore, but I assume that there's probably about as much a reason for them to be sending messages to each other across a convention hall as there is for an electric elevator operator to have a 30-foot Tesla coil. And also
Yeah,
to deny vehemently any connection with
okay.
Nikolai Tesla.
So that's probably a lie, and we need to figure out why.
Yeah, I mean, at the very least, I'm pretty sure we just kicked a hornet's nest, but
I'm okay with that.
to be honest with you, I am too.
So are we still planning on doing investigating after hours here then, or was that already done too?
No, I think that's definitely still something we should come back for tonight.
All right,
I
but
agree.
where can we also go with this Sprague, or do you think that's ended?
He's pretty cagey and quick to dismiss us from the area. It looks like Weston's probably dealing with a little bit of heat after not leaving him alone. I think that we've pushed that lead as far as that'll go, but I think that was more about getting us into the gaze of the Hermetic Order than anything. I still haven't figured out how that symbol underneath the Tower of Light matters, and if that Tower of Light is the same Tower of Light from LB's or from Weston's dream, then maybe everything that you guys dreamed is connected, and my dream is about trying to connect it all. And instead of figuring it out, I just was antagonized by my subconscious.
So you secretly hate yourself and have problems with your mother.
Who are you, Sigmund fucking Freud?
Hey, who's that? Hamburgers?
Hamburgers.
So it's close enough to lunchtime. So you kind of take the long way just to walk by at least a couple of the buildings you haven't spent time with as you make your way back over to your usual lunch and dinner spot.
This is
We're
this is
regulars
probably the
now.
first time we've been over here because you said the Ferris wheel's over here, right?
Yeah, the Ferris wheel is that circle. If you can
Oh,
see.
right. This is probably the first time we've been over here during the day.
Howardis had been to Cairo Street in the day.
Right.
Mm.
Oh, yeah. I guess we kind of were there
You were there kind
yesterday.
of late afternoon.
Yeah,
early,
but this is like the first time that we've been like here
like
near the like. This is the first time I've been looking at the Ferris wheel in the middle of the day.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
Do you guys think there's any reason to investigate the Ferris wheel during the day?
I don't see why there wouldn't be.
Yeah.
Um, make spot hidden checks.
What's the word? Ooh, that's a good one. That's a wicked high success.
Okay.
I just barely passed.
Okay. With at least the two of you, Jaden, when you were sort of just talking and turning to your companions, you look back over your shoulder. A little bit behind you, there are two men um, with a mask on.
Mask on?
Mhm.
That's not conspicuous.
It's a fair. People are.
Yeah, it's a world's exposition at Mardi Gras.
Did they do that weird thing when he spotted him? They go, "Oh fuck," and then just try to blend in.
Well, it was more of like the over the shoulder. I'm not like looking for anything in particular. But yeah, no, I mean this is about as close to Mardi Gras as non-Mardi Gras gets. 'Cause there's
Okay.
dancing girls and beer and all that kind of stuff. Right?
That's true. Okay. Um, I point or I mention it to LB and Weston that we've picked up yet another tail.
You want me to fuck him up?
Let's not shoot them in the face, but let's not lose this one.
Okay, we should go find a relatively quiet place or something near a boxing ring or alcohol.
We should. Yeah, actually, that probably works.
It's the 1800s. Bar brawls and street fights are fairly common. And it's mostly a slap on the wrist of, all right, break it up. He's had enough.
Yeah.
So where are you going?
I'd say we go find an alley. And make it set up where we kind of just disappear into the alley, and if they come, they come. And if not, we're, tucked away, safe in an alley.
So I'm guessing you're not trying to be stealthy then, if you want to kind of draw them in.
I think the other two might want to disappear, into the alley, and I'll be the bait.
Okay. So if you guys want to be stealthy, roll stealth. Otherwise, you're just making your way.
Downtown?
I am not gonna be like I'll be quick, but I'm not gonna be stealthy. Like I said to Weston before, I don't want to lose this tail.
Okay.
Same.
All
All
right.
So you make your way into an alley. Let's just since you were, let's just put you kind of here, just because
Okay.
it's sort of where you seem to be. So you kind of duck back there, not trying to be overly subtle. And you wait a minute. And then at the end of the alley where you had entered, these two figures appear.
Still masked?
And, yep,
Well, what do you bitches want?
they're just walking towards you.
All right, I'll wait a minute.
I put my hand on the handle of my gun.
And
Okay.
I don't want to shoot anybody in the face, but if I have to pull an LB, I'll pull an LB.
And I'll do the same. Put my hand inside my jacket. What are they doing?
And I'm also preparing to hold my breath in case they try to pixie dust us again.
Yeah, that too. That's actually a really good idea. I don't want to be pixie dusted again.
Trying to think of the right thing to. LB, are you also kind of directed at these gentlemen?
I am watching them, and the only thing I wanted to make sure was that I was not between them and either of my companions, so as not to be in line of fire.
Okay. So you're just a little bit further back. And you see them, so they're still walking at you, and Jaden, you can see Jaden and Weston have both put their hands on their weapons. And LB, since you're in the back, I want you to roll a listen check.
Oh, that's bad. 90. I'm not even going to look at what the stat is.
Okay. Let me see if you need to roll anything else.
I was gonna say too that like while Weston and I are in front, I also, because they came from the other side of the alley, right? The side that not the side we came in from, but the other side.
They came in from the side you came in from.
Oh, okay. I want to keep an eye. I want to check every once in a while, like behind us though too, because we are in an alley and there's two directions in an alley.
There are two directions in an alley. As you turn, you see somebody right behind LB and about to do something that I'm going to see what he needs to roll.
Okay.
I'm trying to find the page. I should have written it down.
Sounds like it's going to be ouch time.
Mm-hmm.
That's movement. So basically he's pressing a cloth against your face. Let's have you roll Constitution, because I can't seem to find what I had planned.
He's performing LP.
I might actually have made this one. Yes, just barely.
I guess
What?
back then it might have been ether.
Something along those lines.
52, and I needed a 55 or less.
Okay, you're slowly sort of losing consciousness, but you're still there. And Jaden, you saw this happen.
Okay. I like pulled my gun fully out and I pointed at him. I say, "Back off, or I will shoot you."
You're poking around in things you shouldn't be.
You're burning down buildings you shouldn't be.
Collateral damage.
Has he backed off of LB yet?
Nope.
Am I allowed to struggle? Try and defend myself when it's my turn?
You're still conscious, so you can try to get out.
I can wait to see what Weston's going to do if he wants to.
I'm watching the guys in front, so I'm not aware of anything
They're
going on
probably
until.
they're getting close to you now. They're maybe, I don't know, 15 yards away.
All right, I'm pulling the pistol out and aiming at them and telling them to stop.
Okay. They're still walking.
Okay.
Jaden, are you gonna try to do anything before we move on to LB?
No, I'm waiting for him to make a move and maybe LB to make an opening.
Okay.
So that I can do a warning shot or even potentially try to like wing him in the arm or something.
Okay. He's trying to put LB out, and he's not necessarily worried about you right now. So LB, are you gonna try to break free?
Oh, absolutely.
That there'll be strength.
Which is good. 29 out of 50.
Where would you like to kick him?
Well, if I remember anything from the movie Miss Congeniality, you want to strike him on top of the foot first, then whack him in the nuts.
See, at least based on the strength check, you kind of are managed to stomp his foot to sort of break his grip a little bit and shove yourself away. So you're out of his grasp. You're a little bit druggy, falling out of consciousness, but you're there, and you're like a foot away now.
With hearing
Alright.
that scuffle, I'd want to take a wing shot at one of the guys coming at me.
Okay. Are you trying to hit him, or are you trying to just like shoot at his feet?
I'm trying to wing him. I'm tired of playing games with these assholes.
Okay.
Preferably in the thigh so he can't run.
Okay.
So what do I need to do for that?
You roll a d100.
Okay.
I think it's the firearms.
It's your firearms handgun skill,
Let me make sure.
which is in the middle of the second column.
Yep. I have a 67 for that.
Yep.
I rolled all zeros.
That is a critical failure.
Yes, my gun explodes.
So much like the young doctor in World War Z, you trip and shoot yourself in the face.
And my character dies.
That is classified as a. Hang on, I need to find that table really quick. A malfunction.
Is that what that is?
Yeah. So malfunction.
Right page. Combat.
If the die roll result equal to or higher than the firing weapon's malfunction number, the shooter does not nearly miss. The weapon does not fire. So it's like basically like a weapon jam.
Okay. That's better than what I was going to do. So you were going to hit a pedestrian. So
Wow.
Run for it!
So yeah, so you pull the trigger with full intent, and nothing happens. And let's look at what is everybody's dexterity.
I have a 50.
So it'll be. You also have, if you have a weapon drawn, which Weston does at least, and Jaden.
I can beat him with it.
50.
Plus 50?
Yeah.
So I'm at 105.
If you have a gun out and readied, you get
Mhm.
plus 50 to your dex for
Okay.
purposes of who goes first.
Right. So that puts me at 105.
Puts me at
Okay.
100.
So Jaden is going to be the first to act. But between you guys, it's Jaden, Weston, LB.
Okay.
The one next to LB that you're looking at, Jaden, and then the two on the other side with Weston.
Right. I am going to. I'm gonna run over to the one that is like bent over from LB, hitting him in the instep.
Yep.
And I'm gonna try to like club him across the head with the butt of my gun.
Okay. Roll. It's the fighting brawl, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me get my cheat sheet.
Nope. I rolled a 71 against 25.
Okay.
We're doing great, guys.
Woo, I'm
Yeah,
gonna
for
die.
Big swing, and he kind of stood up as you swung. So you just
Okay.
didn't catch him. Then Weston, what are you doing after that jam?
Well, I might as well go over to one of them and start trying to club them with it.
Okay. Just
So-
assuming your gun's not working anymore.
Yep, I'm just gonna pistol whip the living shit out of him.
Roll for pistol whip.
Would that be unarmed, or would we treat it as a club or something?
It's
Yeah. It'd be the same as a club, which should be the brawl, right?
I guess it depends on his fighting stats. What do you have like underneath fighting? Like,
Actually, knowing I'm not a good fighter, brawl-wise, I try to fire again.
So you just recock the whatever that thing is.
The hammer.
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 Yep. Try to shoot him again.
Okay. Roll firearms.
29, which puts me under a hard success.
So you get him exactly where you want him.
Okay.
Roll the damage.
I get a D10 plus 2 with a bonus damage. Plus 1 D4.
Whoa.
I'm built to fuck people up. A D10 and a D4.
I'm going to ask you as you roll this, just in case you roll really high, do you want to kill him?
No, I don't want to kill him. That is 7 damage.
Okay. So you got him right in the thigh, and he is down hard. He's definitely not dead. He's screaming.
Oh, good. Now the Pinkertons will definitely show up.
Yeah, so I'm assuming I kind of shattered his femur.
Something like that. The other one on your side, Weston, is going to run up at you and try to stab you with a knife. And that is a failure. No, you didn't dodge. Right? No, because that would be your action. He still sucks, so. He attempted to stab you and nothing happened. LB, you'll act before the other guy. So you've just gotten out of the grasp. Jaden tried to club him, didn't catch him.
All right. Is Jaden? Do I notice if he's still like? Are they in contact with each other?
They're real close. Like Jaden just took a swing, so like they're in melee distance.
All right. Well, instead of trying any weapon at this point in time, I'm just going to also try and jump at my assailant and just kind of help Jaden take him down to the ground.
Okay. What is honking?
Somebody's being popular.
I think someone's calling my dad.
Oh, okay. I thought I was doing something wrong.
Not yet.
There's the document I was looking for. Okay. That's what I wasn't doing. Okay. So when the guy tries, we're just gonna run with it. But when I'm trying those melee attacks, you do roll to dodge. It's like an attack defend thing.
Oh, okay.
I just try to find that before. No, that's if you chose. Never mind. This combat is new and it's different, so it's gonna be a little bit weird. And
Take your
we'll just see what
time.
happens. So we're just waiting on LB to. He had kind of said something he wanted to do.
You wanted to like try to take him down to the ground.
Yes. So I'll need to have him roll.
Well, luckily, now would be a good time for a break.
Yeah, good call. Let's take a quick break.
Okay.
Woohoo! Oi!
Hello?
Hello?
Hey, I'm back. Sorry.
Yeah, we decided to just take our quick break.
Okay.
Since we were just waiting on you to come back and roll. It was about that time anyway.
All right. Sounds good. I'll be back in a few.
Okay.
Baby.
Me
Boo boo.
too.
Hopefully LB will be back quickly. He popped in for a minute.
Yeah, I heard. Yeah, I had my instead of taking everything out and all that, I just
Yeah.
pulling the earbuds out.
Yeah.
Whatever works. I've really been enjoying this.
Good.
I can't decide if I can't decide how I want this battle to go.
Well, I already
This
wounded
fight.
one of them.
True.
Yeah, he's pretty badly wounded.
Okay, sorry.
All right. All right. So LB, you said you wanted to try to overpower this one guy.
Yes.
Let's just go with the strength. Like you're just tackling him.
Okay. Oh my. I think I broke an ankle. 98.
Ooh.
He also rolled real good. So as you lunge at him, he just sidesteps you and shoves you down. That whatever he got you with is affecting you a bit.
Wow.
As this happens, you guys hear a gunshot from not these three. And the guy who just shoved LB to the ground gets hit by a bullet in the back and collapses to the ground.
Hello, Pinkertons.
Fuck you, Pinky, they're mine.
With that, we are back around to Jaden.
Okay, I want to look to see where that gunshot came from.
It hit him in the back, so it's definitely from maybe the other side of the alley or something. You don't immediately see anybody.
Oh, okay.
Unless you want to go looking for them for your turn.
No, I'm gonna try to knock out the other guy who me and Weston were initially facing.
Okay.
I'm
How would you
I'm gonna shoot at him.
Okay.
And I'm going to try to hit him like in the leg. Yeah.
Okay. Firearms.
All right. Nope. I rolled an 88.
Oh, jeez.
I think even Weston would miss on that.
You just hit the side of the building.
It's been a
West.
while since I discharged this.
Oh, hell, hold on.
I hope that doesn't mean Mike has to go to work. He's on call this weekend.
LB, if you want to think about what you want to try to do.
I would really just like to try and collect myself and get up off the ground.
Well, I got bad news, guys.
That was the
You
on
gotta go to work.
I gotta go work.
Okay.
So, do you want me to end the stream, keep it going? What's up?
I mean, you guys tell me. I don't know if you want to do it. down 2 people.
It doesn't seem to make a lot of sense.
No, I would agree with that. And to be honest, I've got a lot of stuff to do that I could use that time for.
Okay.
Okay, I'll end it then. Sorry, guys.
Alrighty.
It
But no,
happens.
you can't control that.
It's gonna literally be something that I get out there for, and then it's gonna fix itself.